Okay, week 7 medical terms. A hormone is any member of a class of signaling molecules produced by glands in the multicellular organisms that are transported by the circulatory system to target distant organs to regulate physiology and behavior. The pituitary gland is a small pea-sized gland that plays a major role in regulating vital body functions and general well-being. It is referred to as the body's master gland because it controls the activity of most other hormone-secreting glands. The endocrine gland makes up the endocrine system. The hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and pineal gland are in your brain. The thyroid and parathyroid glands are in your neck. Glucagon is a peptide hormone produced by alpha cells of the pancreas. It works to raise the concentration of glucose and fatty acids in the bloodstream and is considered to be the main catabolic hormone of the body. Insulin is a hormone produced in the pancreas by islets of Langerhans, which regulates the amount of glucose in the blood. GTT stands for gluten tolerance testing, used to diagnose diabetes and prediabetes. GH stands for growth hormone test. It's used to test for growth hormone deficiency. AGB-A1C stands for glycosylated hemoglobin A1C test, and this tests for risk of diabetes. Islets of Langerhans is a group of pancreatic cells secreting the insulin and glucagon. Diabetes mellitus is commonly known as diabetes. It's a metabolic disease that causes high blood sugar. The hormone insulin moves sugar from the blood into your cells to be stored or used for energy. Postprandial means occurring after a meal. The exocrine gland are glands that secrete substances onto the epithelial surface by way of a duct. The sebaceous gland is a microscopic exocrine gland in the skin that opens into a hair follicle to secrete an oily or waxy matter called sebum, which lubricates the hair and skin of mammals. Pseudoferous gland is small sweat glands that are tubular structures situated within and under the skin. They discharge sweat by tiny openings in the surface of the skin. Dermis and epidermis. The epidermis, the outermost layer of the skin, provides a waterproof barrier and creates our skin tone. The dermis, beneath the epidermis, contains tough connective tissue, hair follicles, and sweat glands. The deeper subcutaneous tissue is made out of fat and connective tissue. Melanocyte is a mature melanin-forming cell, especially in the skin. Melanin is a dark brown to black pigment occurring in the hair, skin, and iris of the eyes in people and animals. It is responsible for tanning of skin exposed to sunlight. KOH is something that doctors use in preparation for a test to find out if you have a fungal infection. Autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is a controlled system that acts largely unconsciously and regulates bodily functions such as heart rate, digestive, respiratory rate, pulmonary response, urination, and sexual arousal. Somatic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is the part of the peripheral nervous system associated with the voluntary control of body movements via skeletal muscles. Encephalitis means inflammation of the brain. Meningitis is an inflammation of the fluids and membranes surrounding the brain and spinal cord. The swelling from meningitis typically triggers signs and symptoms such as headache, fever, and stiff neck. Epilepsy is a disorder in which the nerve system activity in the brain is disturbed, causing seizures. Neurology, pain caused by damaged or irritated nerves. Myalgia. In medicine, myalgia, also known as muscle pain or muscle aches, is a symptom that presents a large array of diseases. Striated muscle is muscle tissue in which the contractile fibers in the cells are aligned in parallel bundles, so that there are different regions from stripes visible in a microscope. Muscles of this type are attached to the skeleton by tendons and are under voluntary control. CK stands for creatine kinase. It's an enzyme that leaks out damaged muscle. When elevated CK levels are found in a blood sample, it usually means muscle is being destroyed by an abnormal process, such as muscular dystrophy or inflammation. LDH is a test that measures the level of lactate dehydrogenase Janus, also known as lactate acid, in your blood or sometimes in other bodily fluids. LDH is a type of protein known as an enzyme. Atrophy is a waste away, especially as a result of degeneration of cells or become vestigial during evolution.